Right now, let's go over to our Abuja studios where Linda Kigwe is standing by for more stories. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Millicent. Lassa fever infection is no respecter of status, location or profession, and so families and individuals need to protect themselves by ensuring a clean environment coupled with good food and personal hygiene. This message is coming from Nigeria's Minister of Health, Professor Adewale, who stopped by briefly at the just concluded ANPA convention in Atlanta, United States, asked all health workers to have a consistently high index of suspicion when patients with fever symptoms are brought to health facilities and carry out proper testing.
We thank God that even though we have Lassa fever, the number of deaths compared to last year is less. In the last 1 month, we've had 8 cases across the country, mainly in 3 states of the country, Ondo, Benin, that's Edo, and I think Imo, the last. So 3 states now. And so what we want is a situation where there will be none. The worrisome aspect now is the fact that we're having Lassa fever among the elites. One of the cases in Ondo happened to be the daughter of a matron of the hospital. The message is that we need to go across the entire population. Everybody should recognize susceptibility is not limited to the rich and the poor and the rural. Secondly, our doctors should be more agile, more alert. Every fever should be explored to determine the cause of the fever. Every fever is not malaria. And then none of our doctors will treat malaria without diagnosis. Once it is not malaria, Lassa fever should become a differential.
Residents in the Kuruduma area of the Federal Capital Territory joined other Nigerians to mark the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. While the members of the community say they have enjoyed power and water supply during the holidays, the lack of funds has dampened the celebration for this year.
This is Kuruduma village in the nation's capital, Abuja. In continuation of the Eid celebration, the residents spent time relaxing with their loved ones. But for others, it was business as usual. The Kuruduma community, which is on the edge of Asokoro, is a shadow of her affluent Asokoro neighbor, characterized by bad roads, poor drainages and shanties. But that does not affect the mood of the people during the Salah celebration.
The Salah celebration is okay. By men looking at things, is better than the last year's own. This year we celebrate it. There are nothing has happened, and everywhere we have not heard of any bomb blasts, gun. At least it's quiet, peacefully. We give God the glory. And so many people wish to see this day, but they could not see, but we are still alive. Despite the fact things are costly, but we can still buy them in the market. As far as we are seeing them, we are buying them. Thank God. And for Nigerians also, I think we are even better than some countries. I think as far as we can see food to eat, we thank God for that.
Peace is the message pervading the air, and the people of Kuruduma do not want to miss out of having their voices heard.
We fight for Nigeria, we fight for everybody, anybody wants for Nigeria to everybody to be at peace in this country, to everybody can stay very well to with this thing, both of Christian, both of Muslim, to stay very well to good for everybody that are on this thing for. I just do Happy Salah for everybody, whole of Nigeria.
This community is celebrating as best as they can, notwithstanding the lack of infrastructure, which they hope will receive the needed attention. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, major fun spots in the nation's capital have witnessed a massive turnout of fun seekers who travelled from neighbouring states like Nasarawa and Niger to unwind for the Eid al-Fitr celebration. However, their entry into the Millennium Park was not without the requisite checks from security officials. But some of the visitors are also hopeful that the nation's security challenges will soon become a thing of the past. One after the other, residents of the Federal Capital Territory make their way into the Millennium Park, located in the city center, to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, the Muslim celebration which is marked after the Ramadan fast. But the celebration is not without heavy security checks as visitors line up to be searched. And inside the park, it was a beehive of activities as children and adults dance to the rhythm of this local drummer. Some visitors spoke on why they are here.
I used to come here all the time, every year. I like to mark the Salah with other people. I love seeing other people enjoying themselves, and I also like to see that my children play a lot. And this provides a lot of grounds, so they'll play football, they'll run around, and they'll enjoy themselves. So I'm really enjoying it with the kids too here.
So it's a long holiday, and though we're not Muslims or Christians, but we've taken the opportunity to come and celebrate with our Muslim brothers and sisters. Aside from that, it has given us a little time to rest from the very busy schedule.
As you can see, the other time we're busy, dancing, jubilating. You understand? We thank God for today.
Notwithstanding the festivities, many here understand the need for the security measures put in place.
They've been trying over the years, and I've noticed some significant improvement this year. I've seen people stationed around. I've also saw when they were turning some young guys back. They were really looking horrible. I was scared too that these guys are going to come to this park. But I saw when the police were turning them back, and I think that's good. I think it's not bad. I think the security is good here.
While the public holiday no doubt affords Nigerians an opportunity to reunite with their families and friends, it is expected that they will be more refreshed when work resumes. And that's all from Abuja. Back to you, Millicent.
Many thanks, Linda. Pan Ocean Oil Corporation, an indigenous exploration and production company in Nigeria's upstream sector, has announced that its 67-kilometer Amukwe-Escravos pipeline project will be ready in the third quarter of 2017. The project idea was conceptualized a few years ago following the incessant attacks and vandalism of the Trans-Forcados export line, which the company used for evacuating its crude. When completed, the pipeline will evacuate 160,000 barrels of crude daily.
Tough situations, tough people. It sure takes tougher people or entity to prevail over tough circumstances, especially if you operate in challenging business climates like Nigeria's.
All right, this is where the project starts from.
Pan Ocean Oil Corporation demonstrated that when it commissioned the 67-kilometer Amukwe-Escravos alternative line for crude evacuation. An alternative which takes away the troubles of repeated shutdown on the Trans-Forcados line by militancy.
I want to appreciate the top management of Pan Ocean for quickly coming to their realization. It's not been very easy, I must tell you. It has cost a lot of money. JV, also inclusive in this, our partners. But the truth is that it's been an interest journey along the line because we know what we are out for. Okay, we have an objective in mind, and we are happy we are getting towards that goal. From here all the way to the back of Escravos that I showed you in my presentation has been installed.
The wholly indigenous project is a 20-inch pipeline, and provision has been made for other operators to use the line, which will ultimately increase revenue for stakeholders and the federal government.
For us and for the industry, it's a plus, because now Pan Ocean have an alternative to export its line, to export its crude, and also created an opportunity for others to have alternative who have been using the TFP to also export their crude. And we are glad today that some of them already shown interest.
87% completed, 160,000 barrels of oil capacity per day evacuation, and by third quarter 2017, this Pan Ocean initiative will be the latest growth trajectory for the entire upstream oil sector in Nigeria. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
Right now, let's join Emana Amawe, who's looking rather fetching. She's got the latest in business news.
You first. First Bank.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The trade volume between Nigeria and Mexico has grown by 360% from $166.5 million in 2012 to $600 million in 2016. This was disclosed by the deputy head of mission at the Mexican Embassy, Mr. Rodrigo Tenorio, in Abuja today. Mr. Tenorio was speaking on the sidelines of a roundtable for business discussion on trade mission to Mexico, organized by the Nigerian-Mexican Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Mexican Embassy. He says Mexico's main goal is to promote Nigeria as a top economy in Africa, even as the country remains a catalyst for the continent's growth. Now, 2 new laws signed by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, looking to ease access to loans for medium and small enterprises in Nigeria have been described as a welcome development. The lead partner of MSME Advocacy Support Initiative, Mr. Celestine Okeke, who spoke with Channel's Business Morning today, says his agency is looking to see improved credit via the Credit Registry Act and the Credit Reporting Act. And the newly reconstituted Nigerian Industrial Competitive Council would like to see civil servants given a role to play in government's policies execution around the ease of doing business. Chief Executive of Emzor Pharmaceuticals and member of the council, Dr. Stella Okoli, said this whilst speaking about the forward guidance on the panel. Although the council is yet to meet for any deliberations, Dr. Okoli says civil servants will contribute to the executions of government's policies for industrial revolution.
We should embrace speed. Whether you're in private sector, whether you're in public sector, whether you're civil society, whether you're press, we have lost time and we need to embrace speed. So there are too many things that we could be doing or would have done, like the industrial policy, for instance. The government have inaugurated the ease of doing business. As a pronouncement, it's nice and bold. But what is the role of civil servants there? Are they going to match the speed? Are they going to have what it takes to make a new nation, a new industry? Because at the end of the day, you need them to, kind of execute or approve or whatever.
Nigeria's financial markets are closed today in observance of the Eid al-Fitr celebrations, but major world stock markets were open for business. Let's see the figures. That's Business News Tonight. I'm Emana Amawe. Millicent will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
You first. First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10. Double sprint world record holder Usain Bolt remains adamant on his decision to retire from the sport after the IAAF World Athletics Championships in August. That's coming up in sports news. Stay with us.